Hello everybody. Little video here for um, the misunderstandings in the twin flames, and a lot of the people have kind of like a similar questions that have been asking me. The one day I had like 17, 18 messages. Another day I had 25. I still keeping up with answering all those people and help them out because they understand what I do, that they understand what's happening. But it's more easier for me that to make a one video and answer and all those instead of for each individual case, he's not kind of like a help him out and the do things. What I'm calling misunderstandings. The misunderstanding is the proper way of you to handle the new way of life. And the misunderstandings are beginning when you go into those shifts of changes. A lot of the people have a problem of let go of the changes, let go to the changes. A lot of people hesitate to do it. A lot of the people they are tired of those changes that has been going on for years and years and years. Number one misunderstanding, okay, that it happens between the twin flames, that is the communications. Breaking up the communications between the twin flames, it's a huge problem, and the misunderstanding is like simply because they didn't spoke out what it needs to be. With a lot of the twin flames that they've been for 10, 15, 20 years, okay, they understood that the miscommunications they are within the regular life, there is no miscommunication and so. And over the time, doesn't matter each one is the silent one, doesn't matter what's happening into it, they're still gonna be talking within the soul. There's still gonna be this part of telling them, yeah, let's go talk, let's go communicate. Someone, I won't mention that person. Anyway, she mentioned that a lot of the twin flame coaches and teachers, they say not to express your feelings about your twin, not to talk about your twin, simply because that creates them to run. Here is a one thing of it. I want to clear that misunderstanding. You have to express yourself simply because you're truth. Twin flames didn't come here to hide its feelings, to be a secret agent, or to be um, living on silence. If you're a coach and you teach not the people not to be their truth, not to be their um, not to be themselves, not to express the love inside of them, you need to go ahead and revise your own situation of what's going on. Simply because explaining yourself as the truth is what resonates within the universe. And this is a part that a lot of the people have to figure it out. That twin flame is a journey that dissolves the ego. Twin flame, it's I let the ego to die and dissolve in me so I can allow my soul to live and evolve in me. And this is what we do. Twin flames is not fun. It is fun in a certain ways. We have a lot of fun on a different way, but basically the whole journey, the whole process, it takes a while simply because there is a misunderstandings. And if there is a misunderstanding and you react on the basis of something that you don't understand, guess what? Whose fault that is? It's yours. Simply because there was a misunderstanding. A lot of the misunderstanding comes in because of no communication. Another huge way of the misunderstandings within the twin flames is lack of education. The lack of education what twin flames is, what's going on within a process of two people. If you don't understand really what's going on within the twin flames, I will suggest you to go and look at it, the study for the mirroring neurons, or my video about that, which is the part of the doctors there. They look at everything to understand better how we operate. And now, when we are living that way, we can actually help them to figure it out. What is actually the whole process of the mirroring is, what's going on of it. Another big reason of misunderstanding between the twin flames, that it's the silence. Simply, you're trying to silence something that keep talking inside of your soul, and that creates a huge suffering within the twin flames. And a lot of the people, they ask me, Dio, why are they silent? They're silent simply because they listen their human part. To remind you that we are four things. We are divine masculine, divine feminine, ego masculine, and ego feminine. And in the base of our knowledge about all those four, that's how we operate in the world. We created this judgment system, and that judgment system creates everything that we accept, deny, cry, feel sad, or we use in the masculine part to punish, to give the wrong treatment, and so on, so on, and so on, until you understand that you have to unite this masculine and feminine energy inside of you. You become one, and then you go ahead and unite your ego, masculine and feminine, and all those things. When you unite, you're gonna provide the energy from the soul when it's united down into the physical world. It's united, and then you're gonna be ready for the perfect partnership, not the other way around. Simply because the people, they start misunderstanding the part that twin flames works as the regular relationship works. Okay, I like you physically, you look good. You look good, woman. I love your heart. And they try to go and connect in the soul. Boom, doesn't work. Then they try the living with that person. They have a secret desires, especially for the men's, exist a lot. They try to express those desires, and the female, it's like, you weirdo. How would you want all this? No, that's not good. Here's that separation part begin, and the male now looks for satisfaction in certain things of his own desires. At the same time, the female asks to be more feminine. She likes to more attention. She likes more time. She's demanding more time for herself, which is the masculine don't do, simply because the masculine wants to have the attentions and the time for himself. And here is the problem, that relationship tries to evolve. We can't evolve simply because it doesn't have this part. The ego is not let go. And that misunderstanding you to react of the old partnership, and you trying to bring it into the twin flames, doesn't work. It's never gonna work. That's why the regular that is another reason for it. And the twin flames, it's got a misunderstanding, is because the behaviors that we have, and the behaviors that we know as the humans, okay, comes in from mother, father, religion, friends, co-workers, kids, older persons, relatives. And when it comes to the twin flames, everybody tries to to teach you something. Well, you have to realize that the human-based psychology, okay, it is 99% about manipulations, programming, creating boxes that you have to fit into the society, and then it depends on where you fit in the society, you have a lifestyle, and based on this lifestyle determined of how you should talk, react, and live your life. And then based on that part, you going to act and react if you are feminine or you are masculine. And based of this, you're gonna have a job, and based of your job, you're gonna be treated of the way you are. And this psychology part doesn't work at all with the twin flames, simply because the twin flames comes from above. They comes from heaven, and the psychology that it comes in from heavens is completely different than the normal human based behavior. And that is a huge misunderstanding, because you, as the awakening twin flame, you think that you reacted properly simply because you behave on a human based relationship understanding. Compared to that, you have to listen your soul, and the soul says one thing, be love, and the rest will come in. But twin flames do not listen that part of be love, and they try to act and react as a human-based psychology. And this is why they hide, they lie, they do everything they can do to zip the connections. You can't zip this connection, doesn't matter what you want to do with it. And that is the part of understanding that you need to understand why this connection exists between you and that person. When you misunderstand the part of the soul, then the problem comes in a lot. The human-based part, asking for proof, are we our twin flames? And here is the thing, there is a people who I talk with the both sides. There is the people who will deal, how do I know we are twin flames? I have everything, I do everything, and he or she does not do nothing. And there is the other side that says, I know we are twin flames, I feel him, I understand him, this connection is incredible, but why so much suffering? Here is one misunderstanding that both sides have to find out. The ego human part of you can bring all the Library of Congress of United States that has information about twin flames, and you can prove all the medical information about the twin flames that exist. You can prove all the psychology parts from ancient times and show all the love stories they're talking about the twin flames. You can bring all information to that person, in the ego part at the end is gonna say, I still don't believe in this. And the other side, it's so easy. The other side is, I understand the connection, I understand everything, and I understand what it's mean to be love. Simply because the ego creates the complications. The ego wants to make the things, to find the fault into the problem. Compared to the soul wants to find the solutions. And this is why when you awaken as a twin flame and the soul, all of a sudden you're gonna shed off all these parts, all those bad parts away from you. And you're gonna begin to look at it simply, life. The life to be more simple, not to be more complicated the way the ego creates it. And that misunderstanding that the one wants the simple thing and the other one wants to make the things complicated creates a lot of problems within the twin flames. And this is why I make this video, so give you a little heads up on what you need to look for at, what is going on within your relationship, and what's going on in your own situations. Because the misunderstanding can hurt people badly. Misunderstanding could damage you, and you can go on like this for years and years and years. Especially with the people I've been dealing with, some of them are for 17, 20 years. We making those videos so this bullshit of 17, 20 years to stop. So the people who are coming in to have this new paradigm partnership, not relationship, simply they to understand what's going on with this process, and they to educate themselves, and they cannot repeat the mistakes of the people who created these mistakes 20, 17 years ago, and not to have suffering of all those years. And this is why this partnership with the twin flames is going to beginning breaking up the records of more and more people is going to become awakened, more and more people is going to become aware of. This is the part of transformation. And if you're a twin flame, and if you are out there in the world, you do these parts, you do your job, you do your destiny. It doesn't matter how hard it is, how the things are. I will congratulate you because you're doing the right thing for the right cause. Simply because we are here to change the humanity for better. Thank you so much. Be loved.